Hey, I'm Candace, your host, and if you're ready to grow your business and build your authority by getting booked on podcasts, I've got something special for you. I'm launching a brand new course that will walk you through exactly how to get booked on podcasts. Everything from identifying the right shows to pitching, preparing for interviews, and leveraging your guest appearances for growth. Plus, if you sign up for the waitlist now, you'll get early access to the course and these special bonuses. When you officially enroll in the course, you'll save $50 and get a free one-on-one strategy call with me to help you prep your speaking points and align your offers. These bonuses are limited and end on April 13th, so make sure to sign up today. Head to the link in the show notes to join and get started on your podcast guesting journey. I can't wait to help you get booked and start sharing your message with the world. Now let's dive into today's episode. All right, welcome back to a solo episode all about what I was doing on day one of my podcast compared to what I'm doing now, 3.5 years later, putting out consistent weekly episodes during that whole time. In the beginning, you start with one thing, and that goes for any type of goal or dream that you have. Start small, break it down, do the one thing. And then as you become more comfortable, like getting a weekly episode out now, that's just part of who I am. That doesn't feel hard to me anymore. That did feel hard at one time. It doesn't feel hard anymore because I'm so used to it. I have so many reps in, right? Over 100 reps, almost getting to 200. It becomes part of you, but it's not like that in the beginning. So you do the one thing and then you add to it from there. I want to give you an example of what it looked like for episode 1 compared to episode 161. On day 1, I literally hit record on my laptop with no notes, no plan, and just spewed out that first episode. And I know what it was about. It was about taking action before you're ready, because that's exactly what I was doing. And it was about 6-7 minutes long. I did not know how to edit, so there was no edit. It's raw. You can still go listen to it if you scroll all the way back. And then I figured out how to set up a Buzzsprout account for $12 a month. And I uploaded my episode onto there. My friend made me a Canva podcast cover that I could upload. And that was it. I don't even think I had show notes. I didn't have a website. I didn't have any products. I didn't have any resources or calls to action. What I had was this nudge and this nagging feeling that I needed to start a podcast for over a year. I would do different things like search on Google and then get overwhelmed because it's like learning a different language. I had ordered a microphone one day where I was taking inspired action, but then I let that microphone sit in its box for 3 months. No joke. But I can still remember day 1 when I was still teaching full time, but I was on summer break and it was August. And in Minnesota, that's our last month of summer break. And we go back at the end of August. So I knew my time was ticking. I just felt like if I didn't get this started, that it wasn't going to happen. I also had my third baby. She was 3 months old. The others must have been 2 and 3 years old. So it was a wild time to be thinking that I was going to start a podcast, but I'd been sitting on this thought for over a year. And I can remember the day because I always held Millie and actually the other 2 during their naps, because that's what I like to do. And don't let anybody tell you that you're going to spoil them and they won't sleep, because my kids are great sleepers and I held all 3 of them for most of their nap times. But on this particular day, I was sort of struck with that inspired action, which I always say, follow it. It's going to lead you somewhere magical. And here we are. But I laid her down and I went and hit record on my laptop and just made it happen. I didn't have a plan for episode 2. I didn't have a plan for anything. All that I wanted was to be able to share my thoughts on motherhood, mindset work, all these different things with my wellness accountability group of women and other moms that I had been hosting for the past couple of years. And I wanted this to be a free resource for them. So this has really evolved when I think about that. And I definitely recommend having some sort of plan. There's too many people out there like me and other experts that can help you set this up, and investing in a little bit, even just a one-on-one call with me, which is linked in the show notes, where we can spend an hour really honing in on who your audience is going to be, what is the point and the goal of the podcast. That's going to go a long way. But in the beginning, you don't know what you don't know. And I didn't know that. And I didn't know, what went into growing a podcast and growing a following and things like that. In the beginning, you find a way to make it happen. You take messy action. You live by the phrase, done is better than perfect. All of those cheesy bits of advice, they're 100% true all the time, but especially in the beginning when you haven't even taken a step forward yet. You will learn so much more from hitting record on that first episode, or most likely any goal, but I'm talking about podcasting here, than you will from all the time you're going to spend Googling and searching and things like that. So what does it look like now? Episode 160 plus in. Now I do have a website. I do know how to edit. I like to edit on Audacity, which is just audio though. So if you need video, you could use things like Riverside, different programs like that. But also in the beginning, just know you don't have to do all those things. You don't have to edit your podcast. You can just put them out there. You don't have to have perfect perfect show notes with search engine optimization things mastered in them. You can start where you are and you can add those things on as you go. So now I do write show notes. I do have a website. I do have resources. I do have free things, especially my free podcast setup guide. You can go get that. It's in the show notes. That showcases exactly what I did to get everything set up. There's no gatekeeping. I have everything in there because I don't want other people to sit with the same goal that I did of starting a podcast for a year. There is no need for that. You can get it set up in one afternoon. I am not kidding. Go download that guide. If you need more support, you can book a call with me, or you can also grab my video series of it. It's like a mini course. For 5 days, you get a video per day that's very short, but very specific of actions to take. If you do them each day, you will have gone from 0 to completely set up and publishing that first episode by day 5. So do not sit on this if this is your goal for 2025. Other things I do with the podcast, I know how to make audio bites and sound bites to use on social media. I have an email list that I email it out to. I actively work to guest on other shows and have guests on mine to make those connections with a bigger audience, increase the visibility with my show and my offers. All you really need in the beginning, if you're looking to start a podcast, is get a mic. Mine is like $40 on Amazon. Find the program that's going to work on your own device to record. I use Audacity. It's free. Or you can use Zoom, especially if you're going to have a guest or something on. But I definitely recommend doing some solos before you bring people on. And then find a platform that you're going to host your show on. There's lots of them out there. I've been happy with Buzzsprout for over the last 3.5 years. It's very minimal cost for the great things it allows you to do. I can upload episodes. I can schedule them to be released on certain days and certain times, and it will send it out to all of the major podcast players and then some that you set up within your Buzzsprout account. So hit record, message me when you do so I can cheer you on. Grab one of my podcast setup resources to help you along the way, or book a call with me because I would love to help you make this goal turn into reality. And if it's not podcasting for you, but there's some other goal that you're working on, take it one step at a time. Do one small piece of it, add to it, expand on it as you go. Don't let the big end picture be the thing that stops you. Know that you're going to get there at some point if you keep stacking these little steps on top of one another. All right, thanks for listening. Go ahead to the show notes. Thanks for tuning in. If you're ready for podcast mentoring, whether it's setup, editing, planning, or guesting, you can book a one-on-one call with me through the link in the show notes. I hope you feel seen, inspired, and like your dreams and goals are completely valid, because they are. See you next Tuesday.